What was inside this 4,500-year-old pyramid, standing 480 feet above the ground, that researchers sent a robot and a camera into it just to see? At one point, the robotic camera stopped because a stone slab was blocking its way. Researchers believed that behind this slab, there was definitely a secret buried for the past 4,500 years. They had to uncover this mystery at any cost. So, they attached a drill machine to the robot, which made a hole in the stone slab. A camera was then sent through this hole, and what it captured on the other side was a sight unseen for the past 4,500 years. Welcome once again. In Egypt, a total of 138 tall pyramids still exist. They have withstood dozens of earthquakes and several dangerous storms over thousands of years. Yet, none of them have shifted even slightly. Among them, the tallest and grandest is the Great Pyramid of Giza. Its base covers an area of 31 acres, large enough to fit 9 football fields. According to experts, around 2.3 million massive stones were used in its construction, some weighing up to 50 tons each. The estimated total weight of the pyramid is a staggering 60 lakh tons. That's equal to the weight of 12 Burj Khalifas. But what was the purpose of building something so gigantic and advanced thousands of years ago? Back then, there were no tools, yet the walls of the pyramid were leveled inch by inch. Stones weighing 50 tons were cut into precise square shapes and placed 480 feet high, without cranes. So, who were these engineers that made earthquake-proof pyramids and aligned every side exactly at a 51.5-degree angle? Let's begin with challenge number 1. For centuries, researchers wondered, how were all sides of the pyramid aligned perfectly to the north, south, east, and west, without a compass? Experts believe the architects first chose land strong enough to bear millions of tons. Then, using stars, especially the pole stars, they marked the directions. No compass, no optical instruments, just star knowledge and precision. Challenge number 2. Leveling the ground. The pyramid was to be built on 13 acres of land. If the surface was even slightly off level, construction would have been impossible. Engineers back then didn't have lasers or modern leveling tools. So, how did they do it? Experts suggest they built barriers around the site and filled them with water. They matched the water levels from one side to the other, chiseling down any uneven areas by hand. Some believe they used a simple leveling tool, 2 wooden arms with a stone hanging from a rope in the center. Challenge number 3. Cutting the massive stones. There were no grinders, no steel tools, yet they cut 50-ton stones into perfect shapes. How? Experts believe they used chisels made from copper mixed with arsenic, a metal combination strong enough to chip stone. These chisels were hammered for hours until the stones were shaped. Challenge number 4. Transporting the stones. The limestone used came from Tura, 250 kilometers away. Each stone weighed around 50 tons, like 3 passenger buses. With no vehicles or suitable animals, how did they transport these stones? They used the Nile River between Tura and Giza. Giant boats carried the stones downstream to the construction site. Experts believe around 500 workers would have been needed to load and unload each shipment. Challenge number 5. Lifting those massive stones up to 480 feet. The pyramid builders had to plan this before construction even started. Many believe spiral or zig-zag ramps were built to move the stones upward. But one thing is clear. Each stone was pulled by an army of workers using raw manpower alone. Challenge number 6. What's inside the pyramid? Not just massive blocks, but passageways, compartments, and even tiny tunnels were built. What shocked experts was the stone used in inner chambers, not limestone, but granite. Granite is the second hardest stone after diamond. Even today, cutting it without high-tech grinders is nearly impossible. Experts from around the world visited the pyramid, but none could explain how ancient Egyptians cut granite so smoothly. Eventually, the mystery was solved. They used a saw with no teeth. Weighted on both sides, this saw was moved back and forth over the granite, while gravel or sand was added in between. This technique took up to 4 months to cut just one granite block. So what was the real purpose of building the pyramid? How many workers were on site at one time? And what did the robotic camera see inside after it pierced through the stone slab? A sight unseen by any human for 4,500 years. All of this, and more, will be revealed in part 2 of this video. Thank you so much for your love, your comments, and your likes. See you in the next amazing episode.